Hello, welcome, W.J. Burns PHX. This here is a General Electric model L-631, made in 1942. It is a 6-tube, 2-band table radio that has AM broadcast and shortwave that's actually like a spread band. Runs from about 9 megahertz to about 12.5 megahertz. So it's been completely refurbished inside and outside. It has been stained with a red mahogany and honey stain. The trim and the front grill bars are finished in a oil rubbed bronze metallic. The knobs have been polished and protected. The dial glass is original. It has a new grill cloth. I had to stop and turn the radio around so the light would have better light on the back while recording it. The original back was broken and shabby. So this is a handmade back cover. It did not have a shortwave antenna, internal antenna on it. It has a new polarized power cord on it. The chassis has been refinished, new decal applied. This radio, I believe, has had 2 tubes replaced. The converter tube and the RF tube. The internal antenna has been refurbished, straightened, and affixed to this new back. It has new resistor and microcapacitor on the loops. It has quick connects, so it can be easily serviced without having to juggle a bunch of stuff. This antenna has been rewired and a new substrate for it. Has a new microcapacitor on it, and it also has quick connects to the radio. Like I said, it didn't come with a shortwave antenna, and I had to fashion this one here based off of an L-640 I did some time back, and the 640 also had a shortwave antenna that was housed in the in the roof of the radio cabinet. And so the rest was just pulled out of the what I could glean off of the schematic as far as configuration and connections to both the radio and the existing interior broadcast antenna, AM antenna. The speaker is a how do I want to say this? It's not the original speaker. The original speaker had a coil, a field coil. This is a speaker out of a different radio. It is a permanent magnet speaker. The audio transformer is original. It was off the old speaker. The old speaker was trash. I mean, literally trashed. I don't know if you can see it, but there is the field coil off the old radio, or off the old speaker. It is affixed to the chassis, and the only place that I could fit it. I didn't want to use a resistor that would fit underneath the chassis and then play with the other components to blend it out. So I just mounted the old coil to the area of the chassis that was unused. This radio has an extra lamp in it. The dial at night looks pretty dark. It's probably still looks pretty dark, but the only light it had was on this side of the radio. So it is in line with the tube filaments. So, but at least the light is it's got a light on both sides of the dial. You almost needed to turn on the lights in order to see where the dial was on this thing. All the electrolytics and the paper caps have been removed and replaced, and some of the wire has been adjusted because this is a hot chassis set, so it has been modified. All items that needed to be lubed are lubricated, oiled, and cleaned. This chassis had a wafer type band switch that was obliterated and broken, and I had to put a new seal type multi-tap wafer switch in it so that you could switch between the AM and the shortwave band. And it didn't have the little gizzy thingy behind the switch. This little winged thing right here behind the tuner, it didn't have that little actuator that was operated by this winged knob and the knob was broken, so the knob has been refashioned, and the link for the switch gear for the wafer switch is been remade. Because couldn't find one. One for the tone, everything was there, including the linkage. So we'll fire it up here and let you give a listen to it. Okay, we're in the shed now. Got you set up on an assist from a long wire antenna. It's about 40 feet long, strung out along the fence out there. We'll start on the AM band and then switch to the shortwave band.
People ask me, why do you have such a sunny disposition? It's because I get to help so many people save so much on their energy. That's why they call me Sunny Solar Sandy. KFYI, Rob Hunter and I talk about it every Saturday at 4 p.m. during my Ask Solar Sandy radio show. And I can't wait to meet you in person.
This station here is out of Phoenix, 120 miles away.
So much money with solar energy, which
comes in pretty darn good.
Helping others do the same, including KFYI's Rob Hunter. How about instead of you paying the power company, they pay?
It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Between 4:30 and 5 in the afternoon.
Scott and Glendale, welcome to the show. Thank you.
I'm not sure where this.
Yeah, very.
I'm not sure where this station is at.
You know, long-time Cardinal fan here, and.
That I think is in Prescott or Prescott Valley. I never can understand them, so I don't know exactly where they're coming from or their call letters for that matter.
.44. That hit for the Padres, their 8th of the game. Diamondbacks have 8.
That there was out of Sedona. It's getting about the time of day that some of the distant stations start drifting in.
5 a.m. 9:30.
That one there is out of Flagstaff, about 80 miles away.
Here in central and north Arizona, my grandsons Adam and Ted Gettle founded Kettle's.
I'm not sure about this one. I think it's the one out of Prescott Valley, about 40 miles away.
Leading technology and most important.
The balance with keeping people in and keeping people
I don't know
out,
where this
out.
one's at.
How does that all work? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
we do need order in the world, and when
But
I
the
say
strength
that, I
of
don't
it,
mean any kind of a
I would guess that it would
fascistic order, but
be within
I want
60 miles,
policemen to
50
have
miles,
guns so they can protect innocent
40 miles,
people in
maybe
bad
somewhere around there,
neighborhoods.
40 to
At
60
some
miles.
level.
You see that one there is, you can tell it's distant.
And gift of any amount, just contact us and we'll send you a copy of Shauna's book and
Easing the flaws that sometimes compromise your dietary resolve.
had significant opportunity and took significant steps.
In a lot of ways, it was enough because one of the Green Bay's got going right now is a running game.
I'm not sure where that was at, but it's got to be somewhere within 40 miles. That is our local station here in Conwood.
We take pride in presenting all of this great music in one place. AM 1600 KYBC.
It's got pretty good sound with this speaker. Okay, that's it for that one. Kick it over into the shortwave band.
Al duro y sin guantes, 2 horas de deportes. Carlos Santana, primera base.
Now, I have no idea. I do know that around 12 there's Cuba. Which one of these is Cuba? I couldn't tell you, but there's about 2 or 3, maybe 4 sometimes, that you get that Spanish.
Brutco se impulsa el envío. Línea de hit al jardín central y Santana con su segundo.
Now, I'm not sure. It only goes down to about 9, between 9 and 12.5, somewhere around in there. So there's in the evening, about this time of day, all the ones below 9 are coming into play, and this doesn't go down that far. But this ought to be. I'm thinking this part of that band is like all day listening. The upper above that between 12 and 21 is like daytime or morning time, and then down here is below that is evening time because of the difference in time zones. The way I understand it anyway. So it's about the time of day that this upper part right here is going to, or about the center of the band is going to be getting lull.
Immediately following, after these paratroopers hit the ground in France, Lieutenant Winters and Private Hall.
That's it. Kick it back over to AM.
I want to date, or I want to connect with a woman that likes to fish, with a woman that.
It must have a pretty good front end section on this radio, and I must have got something right on the antenna system, because I had to shelve this thing 3 times trying to figure this antenna system out on this thing and how it was configured. But generally, a lot of the radios that I do doesn't pick up 55 out of Phoenix. And some barely do, and others, like this, does pretty good.
I said it. It's the truth. It is the truth. Most of what
So
you see
there
on
you have
social
it.
media is
1942. General Electric model L-631 table radio.
Not profile pictures, excuse me. The accounts of
Available soon. Thank you for watching.
I can't say famous. Well-known females